Hi, my name is Markus Biel from maildropper.com. Today I have roughly 17,000 subscribers on my email list, and I want to tell you how you can do the same. Okay, let's go. So, on the one hand, we have the dark and dangerous waters of the internet, right? And it's full of potential customers, so-called leads. On the other hand, we have our nice and cozy home of our newsletter. And we want to get as many of those leads into our list, right? And that is a very dangerous, long journey consisting of many single steps. And in each step, we may and we will lose some of the leads, right? And so we have to optimize this so-called funnel. So to optimize the single steps of our funnel, I recommend you to go in reverse. That makes it a bit more simple. So let's just assume we are done. We have a new subscriber on our list, and all we have to do is have a party. Hooray! Confetti! Yay! That was easy, right? Yeah, I promised you. And now, more serious, what was the last step that happened before we had that new subscriber on our list? Well, I would assume your newsletter tool sent out a confirmation email, and in this email there was a link that your lead had to click to end up on your newsletter. And well, I assume that you have a newsletter tool that allows you to customize this email. If not, well, you can skip that step. MailDropper, by the way, allows you to customize it. So, I mean, that's not a big thing, right? Keep it really short and keep it really simple. But like you can here use already the language, the style of your brand. So if you have a surf shop, you might use a photo or some design of your surf shop. You can, address people by, hey surfers, please click here and so on. That will already help to increase the conversion rate, because whoever subscribes feels already familiar, sees, hey, this is real, yes, I want to subscribe, and I do not want to move that into spam, right? Okay, with that optimized, what was the step before that happened? So before that, that lead saw your subscription form and had to fill out the data in your subscription form. Now this step consists of basically 3 steps. First of all, you have to make a decision. What kind of data do you want and do you have to collect, right? I mean, the more data you collect, the more you know about your customer. That can help you to make that sale. But the more data you ask for, on the other hand, also it will take more time. And some potential customers will say, no, I don't want to give that data, and will, leave the funnel, and we lost that lead. So, this is really your a decision that you have to make. I would generally say, just take the first name and the email, because if you have the first name, then, that confirmation email can already start with, hey, and then the first name, okay. The second decision that you have to make is what type of subscription form do you want to use. There are various ones available. For example, you could use a slider that slides into your site. That movement, is some action that again will improve the conversion. Or you really want it in your face, pop up. That is maybe a bit aggressive. Some don't like that, but it can also have like really great results. Or you want it a bit, less aggressive, a bit more mild, and you want to use an inline form, which will, like, for example, be below a very nicely written article, and then people are very much likely to sign up on your list. But you can even use all. That's what I did on my own blog, by the way. So this is a decision that you have to make. And then last but not least, of course, you can and you should work on styling that form, and also you have to work on the copy of the form to have a good call to action to motivate people to sign up on that on your list. Here again it depends. Do you have a newsletter tool that allows you to do that in just a few minutes? And yes, sorry to say again, MailDropper does that. Otherwise you might need a web designer and a designer to optimize that. But in any case, again, done is better than perfect. We will later again go over that step in many iterations. So start with something where you say, that really looks nice, and the message, the call to action is good. If it's not perfect, don't worry too much. You can optimize that again later, okay? So with that done, what was the step before that happened? Okay, so the step before that is a bit optional, but I would highly recommend you that you were offering your leads a lead magnet. That is a freebie, something for free. Could be a free video that they can watch, teaching them something important for them, or could be a free ebook, for example. An ebook is a big word. That can just mean, a simple PDF of one single page. And I tried both. My experience is people want to own things. They have little time, so they might never actually read the PDF. But the fact that, when they subscribe, you promise them you can download that PDF, they feel like, okay, by downloading that thing, the work is already done, I have the knowledge and I can go on. So that, for me, has worked wonders and increased the conversion rate really a lot, right? So work on that to provide some lead magnet for free. And then even best is if you mention that right on your subscription form. With MailDropper, you can do just that. You can have a little ribbon on top of your form saying, step 1, subscribe, and step 2, you get the free book. Okay, so that will definitely motivate people to sign up. Now, with the lead magnet done, what is the step before that? So now it starts to really get more and more difficult, because the step before that means people are just on your website. And if your website looks bad, and if the content is bad, and it all looks spammy and cheap, and yeah, then there is no trust. So with very good design, with fast loading times, a professional website, you will increase trust in your website, because you want them to give their private data, and this requires a lot of trust. And then you also will need a lot of great content, because if there is no content, then people will be like, oh, a white page. Okay, maybe I trust this for whatever reason, but there's nothing that would keep me, so I'm gone again, right? So the more content your website has, the longer people will stay on your site, the more they will trust you, and the higher the chance they will find your subscription form and then actually sign up. So that, it's not something of 5 minutes. That will take you weeks, months, and years. But again, done is better than perfect. So start with something and iterate that and improve that over time. That's fine. Okay. And now with that done, what happened before they ended up on your website? Well, now we are in the dark, dangerous waters of the internet, right? And that is now really, really difficult and will take the longest time, because you will need other websites, and you don't have that much influence on the other websites, to link to your website, so that the big stream of people surfing the internet will eventually also see your website and your content and your subscription form. So that's why it's also so important to create great content. But just creating great content, no one will know, right? So you have to reach out to some people that have websites in your niche. Be nice, be social, don't be a jerk. That is always good. And that also works in social media, right? So I would further recommend you to go to some social media websites like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, like I'm doing here now. That will definitely help. But that again is even more time consuming, right? So that is a really long lasting strategy, but it will pay off in the long run, okay? And Google, of course, when you do all that, will also eventually find you. You can also go to the Webmaster Tools and tell Google directly about your website. Some say that might be less effective. I don't know. I think it doesn't really matter that much, right? Yeah, so to repeat, write good content and tell others about your great content. Use social media, but don't be a jerk. Be social, be nice. Show that you are the expert in the field. And then you have to be patient, and you have to create more and more content, but be patient. That will take time. And now if we have a great website, we're done, right? No, I'm sorry. Actually, we're never done. So the thing is, when you have iterated over that once, you wait for a while, hopefully I would recommend that you have gained at least 100 subscribers, because if you look too fast, then it's hard. Because what we want to do now is we want to measure your success. But of course, to measure, we need some tools that allow us to measure. So for example, you need a subscription form that allows you need a newsletter tool that allows you to count the number of requests that saw your subscription form, and that counts how many people actually signed up on your list. Yeah, not all newsletter tools allow that, but you might have guessed it, MailDropper does, right? And you might also want to use some analytics tool for your website, so you know how many people ended up on the list. How many people ended up on my website, which articles work best. Only what you measure you can improve, right? So look at the numbers after a while and then see what worked, what didn't work, and then do the same cycle that we just went through once more. And in each cycle, you will wait a bit so that you have at least 100 subscribers. The more your list grows, of course, you might increase the steps to, like, let's say 1,000 and so on. But in any case, you have to test, you have to see what works best, and then improve. And then, boo, your list will skyrocket. That's it. Thanks for watching. And now you may want to subscribe to my channel. Thanks.